Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing, layoffs at the IRS apparently. I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from CPAPracticeAdvisor.com. That's CPAPracticeAdvisor.com. Article is titled, IRS could lay off 15,000 staff this week during peak tax season. Quoting directly, according to ABC News and the Associated Press, up to 15,000 workers at the Internal Revenue Service could be laid off from their positions in the next week. Tax season has just begun, but it may be about to get more difficult for taxpayers and tax preparers such as CPAs and accountants. I love how they frame this, how it's, they're laying off 15,000 tax collectors, but it's somehow going to get worse for you, the taxpayer. The move could also delay income tax refunds. Well, that's the other one. They want to get everybody up in arms on the side of the IRS about their tax refund. I think most Americans at this point are pretty discerning. They get what Mr. Trump is doing. The IRS, in my opinion, is a giant parasite on the Republic. I've talked at length about their agents here operating in Thailand illegally, notwithstanding the restricted occupations. We still have these IRS agents out here operating in Thailand, acting as what I call stamp pimps for tax matters out here. Why don't we lay off all of these people? Why don't we reorganize the whole thing? I like Trump's idea of an external revenue service. Let's just knock it all down. None of this, by the way, is like legacy Americana. This is not what America was built on. America was not built on giant monolithic bureaucracies and a tax collection service with a long arm that can reach anywhere at any given time and can tax, trace, track, do whatever with your money. Your money is not your own. I saw that the other day. I've thought about doing a video on that one where some, I think it was a district attorney, it was one of the federal attorneys, was arguing money isn't even yours anymore because the government creates it and takes it back via tax. You don't really own it. It's all of this you'll own nothing and be happy nonsense, and none of it is what the founders intended in 1776, 1789, or at any time in history since they've had to take their stands or spill their blood for the ideals of our republic. None of it is enshrined in any of this IRS nonsense. That said, quoting further, according to Associated Press and ABC News, up to 15,000 workers at the Internal Revenue Service could be laid off from their positions in the next week. These are workers who have been recently hired and are most likely to be in lower level positions. Yeah, you mean some of those 90,000 IRS agents that Miss Yellen, apparently on her mushroom trip from Xi Jinping, came up with to basically thrust on all of us honest working Americans, both in the United States and abroad, I might add, because they're sending their tax stamp pimps out into the world to even operate illegally in their allies' nations. So again, the IRS is just completely off the chain. This is nonsense. We shouldn't have created any of this anyway. There are serious questions about the legitimacy of the past administration at this point. So I think it would be good policy to maybe just knock everything down and start over from scratch. That said, quoting further, such as taxpayer response, phone centers, and junior audit positions, who are all still on probationary status and lack civil service employment protections. So you mean they're not in the tenured positions that don't have to do anything to keep getting their paycheck? Is that what you're saying? Why can't these people who have their merited position, what are they doing? These people you can't fire, what are they doing that's so special? And again, they're saying, you taxpayers, you're going to be adversely impacted by these layoffs. Well, how about you people that have been there forever, that have been taking money off of us for all of this time and have your sinecure tenure positions? Why don't you step up? Isn't that the purpose of your tenure? Is you're supposed to be the people who step up in the hard times? Because from time to time, we as a country have to lay people off because we can't afford to pay 90,000 people to come around and try and suck our blood like a bunch of damn vampires? I don't have anything else to quote, but long story short, I don't think anybody's going to miss 15,000 workers from IRS. Quite frankly, I think we'd be fine. As Trump has brought up, just get rid of the whole thing, go over to this external revenue service, and let's create a tax system that makes some sense and doesn't act like a parasite on good, hardworking Americans.